Neopunk FM.
TikTok is ruining music. People have been saying this for years now. And it's not just mainstream artists hurting. Some say TikTok is murdering local music scenes too. Is that really true? Today, I went boots on the ground at my local scene to find out the truth. Screamo, aka Scrams, was born in the 90s, emerging from hardcore, punk, and emo. And lately, it's been gaining popularity on TikTok with bands like Versus Self, who have multiple viral songs on the app. So, why go to a Scrams show? Because Scrams is a niche genre that's in danger of getting absolutely obliterated by TikTok fans. The same people that go to shows just to post a 10-second clip on their story just for clout. This makes it the perfect place to test the theory of TikTok ruining a local scene. Have you heard of the term Scrams before?
No.
Are you familiar with any Screamo music on TikTok?
Yeah. That's why I started coming to these type of shows.
If it weren't for TikTok, would you still have the same urge to go to local shows?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just good music.
I think TikTok helps a lot. Bands who I just would have never come across, I happen to come across because I'm just introduced to so much more media. So I don't have like a worry about TikTok, and I think it helps it make it bigger, which is all I want.
Do you feel like it's ever brought like people in who like didn't appreciate the scene?
I do think that, though. I think there's a lot of like fake fans. I mean, everyone in the right has allowed to listen to whatever they want, but don't come here and just with people just to do it, you know what I mean?
I saw Versus Self, and like almost everyone in that crowd was just doing this. So that was a pretty bad thing to see, honestly. But overall, I mean, it brings more attention to this very like niche thing.
Everybody says what they say, like, oh, we should gatekeep this, we should gatekeep that. If you're liking it from TikTok, like, if that's what's going to get you into it and that's what's going to get you going to shows and appreciating it more, then I don't really care.
Do you think it helps the local scene?
Yeah. Like when Hospitality got to open for Versus Self, Party Hats, and Numb Ears, a band like Versus Self can get hella big, but still stay in touch with what's small and local and up and coming. And it's a great way for the smaller bands in the local scene to get sick-ass opportunities and more recognition.
So far, it turns out a lot of the kids I met seem to actually really care about Scrams, even the ones who found it from TikTok. So what's the deeper reason people are worried about TikTok?
I think TikTok makes things like kind of ruins the actual art of it at times and makes it more of an aesthetic. I mean, at least with like the local scene, from what we've experienced, like nobody's making it to like market towards the listeners. They're making it for themselves.
As long as it's not like only being used as like a stylistic thing, then I think it could be good.
The one thing I don't like about the TikTokification of it all is like it's like a contest of like who's the coolest, and it's like, man, who cares? Just listen to the damn music. Like,
to be fair, TikTok does have a history of blowing up genres into bite-sized aesthetics, but let's be real. I mean, people have been jacking aesthetics from music scenes way before TikTok. Is TikTok just an easy target, or is there something much worse going on?
The worst thing that like people can do to ruin a scene is just like be people, be hard to work with, like scam people for their money. Like once you become like hard to work with, it ruins a lot of it. But I mean, everybody that we've been introduced to has just been nothing but amazing to us.
Acting awful when you're playing a venue that someone offered you to play, like giving us a worse reputation as a group is like, I think, the worst thing.
get over yourself, learn how to mosh, and wear deodorant.
These kids have no f***ing like mosh
Don't
style.
do that robo shit, and don't get mad if someone punches you in the face.
You're moshing. It's part of the culture.
Finally, it was clicking for me. TikTok wasn't really the problem. It's the assholes who come in and wreck things for everybody else. Case in point, during the show, someone in the mosh pit decided to whip their cock and balls out. Thankfully, the scene shut that down fast and he got kicked out and dragged by the headlining band on Instagram. Is TikTok actually killing local music scenes?
Bands love it when people care about their music and when people care about their art. It shouldn't ever be weird if anyone ever treats like you taking the like loving their art, like they treat you like differently because it them. You own that art. When you put music out, that doesn't belong to you anymore. That doesn't belong to bands anymore.
Even if you aren't like capable or willing to make art, the most important people in your local scene are the people who come just to consume music, just because they like for the love of it.
Give them a reason.
Give them a reason. If you start a band, do more. Be thankful that you get to exist in a space where the things you enjoy are cool. You know, there's a meme that went around that was like, oh, I love you like a guy in his late 20s loves Screamo, unhealthily and without end in sight. And it's like, that was the stereotype, is that all these people that were way older than us were the like people that were into Screamo, and now it's kind of coming back around on the youth. It's for everyone, but like Screamo really has its roots in like youth culture.
Guys,
It's a lot of good music going on in Atlanta right now. Got High Visceral playing right now. Just released an EP.
Visceral, new EP.
Best shit ever. Hella other bands, bro. Just get into it. Follow somebody on Instagram. They gonna post it, I promise.
And wear f***ing deodorant.
I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but our scene's doing just fine. Posers will come and go, and gatekeeping has its place to keep the weirdos out. But at the end of the day, the scene is what we decide to make it. And as long as the music is good and the people care, it's here to stay.